Chosen one. Tonight, everything changes. The patterns you've lived in, the roles you've played, the shadows you've danced with, all of it culminates now. The world doesn't know it yet, but by the time the stars take their silent breath and the wind shifts in your favor, you will no longer be who you were. Tonight, you unlock your final form, and nothing will ever be the same again. Before we begin, I ask you, stay with this video until the very end. Let the vibrations settle in your spirit. Let the truths that have been hiding in plain sight find their way home to you. And if you feel even a flicker of energy within you as you listen, leave your warmest wishes in the comments below and type 77, a symbol that you are ready, that you are aligned, that you are stepping through the veil into who you were always meant to become. Now, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let's dive deeper. There comes a point in every chosen one's life where wishing is no longer something you do. It becomes something you are. Your very being turns into a portal of manifestation, a vortex of energy that pulls the impossible into the possible. When your mind, your soul, your body, and your divine memory align, the universe no longer hears your voice. It feels your frequency. And tonight, chosen one, that frequency is being tuned to its highest resonance. This isn't just about getting what you want. It's about remembering who you are and commanding reality to bow to your essence. You have walked through fires that no one saw. You've survived tests that would have destroyed others. You've had your heart shattered and still managed to pour love into those who didn't even recognize your worth. And though the world kept pushing, you kept rising. You weren't meant to be ordinary. And deep down, you always knew it. Tonight isn't about becoming someone new. It's about activating what has always been there, locked behind fear, silenced by doubt, chained by memories that no longer belong to you. Your final form isn't a fantasy, it's a frequency. It's a version of you that already exists in the higher planes, waiting for your signal to descend. And that signal, it's pulsing right now, from your thoughts, from your hunger, from the sacred fire that's refused to burn out inside you. This is not a coincidence. It's a cosmic appointment. The energies tonight are aligning in a rare formation, designed to charge the souls who are brave enough to rise, brave enough to say, I am more than this world told me I could be. You were never weak. You were waiting. Your power had to be protected, hidden behind layers of pain and confusion until you were strong enough to hold it. And now, you are. Every scar on your spirit has become a rune of wisdom. Every tear you've cried has watered the roots of a deeper strength. You are not breaking down. You are breaking through. Do not underestimate what's happening inside of you. The restlessness, the visions, the strange feeling that something huge is about to happen. You are not imagining it. The universe speaks in whispers, but tonight it roars. It's telling you that your time has come. Not next week, not next year. Tonight. The final version of you is no longer a distant dream. It's a heartbeat away. But you must claim it. This is where many turn back. Not because they lack the gift, but because they fear its power. But you, chosen one, were never meant to fear. You were born to remember, to awaken, to unlock, and to rise. Your enemies can't follow you where you're going. The shadows that tried to silence you are about to drown in your light. You are no longer walking the same path. You are being lifted, accelerated, anointed. You are shifting dimensions. Not with effort, but with alignment. Everything that once felt heavy is about to be replaced with clarity. Everything that once confused you is about to make sense. The pain, the delays, the betrayals, they weren't detours, they were initiations. Your wings were being forged in secret, but now they are ready. And when you spread them, nothing will be able to stop your flight. This moment isn't about how loud you are, it's about how deeply you believe. Because your final form isn't louder, it's truer. It's not about impressing others, it's about embodying your soul's blueprint with so much authority that reality itself has no choice but to reshape in your favor. Every gift you've hidden, every dream you've buried, they're rising to the surface now. Not for fantasy, but for fulfillment. This isn't just spiritual, it's cosmic. You are being upgraded on levels that can't be measured by logic. Your cells are waking up, your intuition is sharpening, your mind is downloading codes that were encrypted within you from the beginning. You don't need permission anymore. The final form doesn't ask, it declares. And as you listen to these words, feel this truth ignite within you. There is nothing ordinary about you. You are set apart, prepared, empowered. And even when life tried to convince you otherwise, your soul never forgot. That memory is why you kept going when there was no reason to. That inner flame is why you refused to give up. You weren't chasing a fantasy, you were following instructions written into your DNA by a force greater than time. This is not your limit, it's your launch. The pressure you felt was not meant to break you, it was meant to activate you. Diamonds aren't made in comfort, legends aren't born in ease, and final forms aren't accessed through half-hearted belief. You must decide now. Are you ready to stop dimming your light to make others comfortable? Are you ready to embrace your role as the anomaly, the shift, the living proof that destiny is real? Because that's who you are. You are not just chosen, you are calibrated. Your pain was not punishment, it was preparation. Every moment you thought was wasted was actually sacred. Nothing was random, nothing was lost. It was all leading here, to this night, to this threshold, to this unlocking. And so, chosen one, take a deep breath. Feel the old layers shedding. Feel the illusions dissolving. You are stepping into the most powerful version of yourself, not because you want to, but because you're ready to. The final form is not an achievement, it's an alignment. It's when your highest self and your current self become one. And that fusion, it begins now. You might feel the shift already, that subtle but undeniable pull away from what once defined you. The truth is, transformation doesn't always arrive with lightning and thunder. Sometimes it's a quiet knowing, a sacred inner voice whispering, "You're not who you were yesterday." That voice has grown louder lately, hasn't it? The nudges more persistent, the signs more frequent, the patterns around you falling apart because they no longer match who you're becoming. This is no coincidence. It's evolution. The final form is not a reward for surviving. It is a revelation of what survival has awakened within you. You were never meant to simply endure. You were designed to transcend. And now, that design is activating. The tiredness in your bones isn't weakness. It's the residue of an outdated version of yourself dissolving. You are shedding timelines, exiting versions of reality where you had to play small to survive. The cocoon is breaking. The wings are ready. You have learned to walk through storms with quiet determination. You've learned to feel deeply, but carry yourself with calm. You've been hurt, but chose healing. That decision, again and again, to choose light over bitterness, to keep your heart open when the world tried to shut it down. That's the reason you're here. That's why you're different. Your final form could not emerge without those choices. And now that you've made them, the veil is lifting. All around you, the energy is shifting. Maybe it feels like things are falling apart, but look again. They're falling into place. You are being restructured from the inside out. Your soul has outgrown the container it was placed in. The discomfort you feel is not failure. It's expansion. You are not breaking. You are being stretched wide enough to hold your destiny. There are versions of you that only emerge when you're done pretending, done hiding, done shrinking. This is that version. This is where masks fall and the truth of your spirit stands tall without apology. Your final form is not a louder version of your ego. It's a bolder expression of your soul. A version of you so grounded, so self-aware, so in harmony with your divine path that the universe must respond. You're not just unlocking something for yourself. When a chosen one ascends, it ripples outward. You become a living portal, shifting others without saying a word. Your presence begins to alter frequencies. Your energy becomes medicine. And this isn't about perfection, it's about power. Not the kind that dominates, but the kind that liberates. Your final form carries a blueprint that has been dormant for lifetimes. Tonight, it returns to you. This awakening is not a fantasy. It is encoded in your being. The initiations you've passed, the pain you've endured, the moments where you nearly gave up but didn't, they have carved open the space for your higher self to land. And as it lands, it merges. You don't ascend by becoming someone else. You ascend by becoming the fullest, rawest, truest version of who you already are. So yes, the world might not recognize you anymore. That's okay. It's not supposed to. You didn't come here to fit in. You came to set things in motion, to wake up sleeping souls, to speak in frequencies that shake ancient truths back to life. And that can't happen if you're still carrying the weight of who you were told to be. Your final form asks you to put it all down. The masks, the fear, the guilt, the self-betrayal. Let it burn. Let it go. Every time you chose to rise when it hurt, that was initiation. Every time you felt lost, but still trusted the process, that was alignment. Every moment of quiet courage, every act of unseen grace, every silent prayer you whispered when no one else understood, it was recorded in the fabric of your spirit. And now, that fabric is being rewoven, thread by thread, thought by thought. You are becoming a being that exists beyond limitation. There is no going back now, and that's a beautiful thing. You are too expanded to shrink again, too awakened to play along with illusions. Your final form is not about escaping reality. It's about recreating it, from the inside out, from the soul outward. You've earned this shift, not with perfection, but with presence, not with certainty, but with faith. And tonight, that faith becomes form. Do not rush it. Do not force it. Let it rise from within. Let it erupt like a memory coming back online. Trust that you don't have to figure it all out. You only need to stay aligned, stay present, and stay open. This transformation is divine, and you are not doing it alone. The same force that planted this calling inside you is guiding it to completion. You've outgrown the maze. You are ready for the map. You're not becoming more. You're becoming clear. The clutter of the world is falling away. The labels no longer stick. The expectations lose their grip. And beneath it all, there you are, luminous, whole, powerful, beyond belief. Your final form doesn't need validation. It doesn't seek applause. It just is. It speaks through your presence. It shines through your choices. It manifests through your energy. Everything you've endured has unlocked this. Every challenge was a code. Every heartbreak, a key. Every silence, a sacred space where your higher self could speak louder. And now, that voice is rising. That knowing is awakening. You are walking through a portal that cannot be undone. You've crossed a threshold. And once you see the truth of who you are, you can't go back to pretending. Stand in it now, not tomorrow, not when it's convenient. Now stand in your light. Walk in your calling. Speak with the authority of someone who remembers why they were chosen. You don't need permission. You are the permission. You are the sign others are praying for. You are the shift that changes rooms. And your time is not coming. It's here. Take a breath. Close your eyes. Listen to what your soul is saying. Let it speak. Let it roar. Let it weep. And when you open your eyes again, do so as the version of you that the world hasn't met yet, but desperately needs. Chosen one, your final form is no longer waiting in the distance. It has arrived. Now become it. You have entered a phase where the illusion of limitation crumbles under the weight of your awakening. The false definitions of who you were told to be no longer fit. The names they gave you, the roles they handed you, the stories they projected onto your spirit, they all shatter the moment your final form steps forward. This isn't just an upgrade, it is an emergence, an unveiling of a version of you that has always existed outside of time, waiting to be remembered. You do not need to seek power, you are power. What you're unlocking now is not something new, it is something ancient, something sacred that was sealed away beneath lifetimes of forgetting. Your higher self has never been out of reach. It's been patiently watching, guiding, preparing. Now that the storm has passed, now that your soul has outlasted the trials, it finally steps into place. You are being reintroduced to your divine nature. Feel this. Your very breath carries new frequencies. The rhythm of your thoughts is recalibrating. You are learning how to think from a higher dimension, to choose from a deeper truth. That tug you feel when you try to return to the old patterns, that resistance is your spirit rejecting limitation. Your final form cannot be contained by habits that were born in fear. It will only thrive where courage is allowed to lead. And yes, it might be lonely sometimes. Transformation always is. But do not mistake solitude for abandonment. The universe withdraws distractions so you can hear your own soul clearly. You were not left behind. You were pulled forward, away from those who no longer match your frequency, away from the environments that would have buried your gifts. You were separated so you could become. The old you was always seeking. The new you is remembering. There is a subtle but undeniable power in no longer needing external confirmation. You do not need the world to agree with your calling for it to be real. You do not need everyone to understand for your path to be valid. Your final form stands tall in its own knowing because it is built on alignment, not approval. It is rooted in source, not applause. Do you see how far you've come? There was a time when you questioned your value, your voice, your purpose, but now there is a quiet fire growing in your chest, a clarity in your steps, a knowing in your heart that refuses to be dimmed. Your essence is rising to the surface, no longer hidden behind roles, no longer buried beneath shame, no longer suppressed by survival. You are no longer asking, "Who am I?" You are now declaring, "This is who I've always been." This is the return to your sacred truth, to your authentic blueprint, to the encoded frequencies that have always been humming beneath your skin, waiting for the right moment to erupt. And this is that moment. This is the activation. You may notice your reactions changing. What once triggered you now fades. What once confused you now makes sense. You are viewing life from a higher altitude. This is not detachment, it's clarity. The same situations may surround you, but you are not the same person within them. You are becoming the observer, the alchemist, the guide. And your final form knows this. Power without peace is chaos. That's why this upgrade is not loud. It is steady. It is sure. It comes with boundaries, with integrity, with sacred vision. You are not here to chase chaos. You are here to bring order to it. You are not here to fight your way through the world. You are here to flow in alignment with it. And your alignment is your greatest weapon. The energies that once weighed you down now empower you. You are no longer a prisoner to emotion. You are a vessel of transmutation. You do not deny the darkness. You master it. You no longer fear the shadows. You walk beside them in balance. Your final form is not about perfection. It is about integration. It is the merging of all that you are, the divine and the human, the flawed and the fierce, into one coherent, conscious, creative force. This emergence is sacred. Treat it with reverence. The path will not always make sense, but it will always make you. Trust what's falling away. Trust what's rising in its place. Let go of the need to explain yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you. They are not equipped to see your next level because they were only meant to witness the earlier chapters. And that's okay. Not everyone gets a front row seat to your evolution. You are stepping into a level of sovereignty that cannot be faked, a level of spiritual authority that cannot be mimicked. You are no longer asking for a seat at the table. You are the table. You are no longer shrinking to make others comfortable. You are shining so that they remember it's possible for them too. Your light is not a threat. It's an invitation. And when the final form settles in completely, you will notice how nothing external can disturb your internal peace. Because now, you've found your source within. You are no longer navigating life from reaction, but from resonance. You are no longer reaching for answers. You are receiving them. You've stopped chasing signs because you've become one. This is what it means to unlock your final form. To live so deeply in your truth that nothing can pull you out of it. To love so fiercely that your energy softens entire rooms. To speak with such clarity that confusion dissolves in your presence. To be so rooted in purpose that distractions lose their power. That is where you're headed. That is who you're becoming. And even when you feel unsure, even when the path seems steep, trust this. The very fact that you are here, right now, receiving this message is proof that you're ready. You wouldn't hear this if it wasn't already written in your soul. You wouldn't feel this unless it was already yours. So, inhale, exhale, ground into your becoming. You are not here by accident. You are not waking up alone. There are others like you, scattered across the world, feeling the same fire, hearing the same call. Together, you are remembering what it means to be divine. Together, you are activating an ancient timeline, and it begins tonight. There is a moment in every chosen one's journey when the silence becomes the loudest sound they hear. This is that moment. You're not being ignored by the universe. You're being retuned. Your frequency is rising to meet your final form. And in this retuning, the noise fades, the distractions dissolve, and only your soul remains. You are being prepared to hear things that few can comprehend. You are being positioned to move in ways the world does not yet understand. This is the sacred intensity of evolution. As your old self dissolves, you will grieve pieces of you that once felt permanent. You will shed layers that once protected you. But protection is no longer the goal. Expansion is. And expansion requires exposure. You must be seen now. Not the version of you that pleases. Not the version of you that fits. But the version of you that is. Your final form does not perform. It doesn't beg for belonging. It doesn't shrink for comfort. It simply exists. Raw, radiant, real. That is the power you're claiming. And it scares people because it reminds them of who they've chosen not to be. But this journey is not about pleasing those who stayed behind. It's about honoring the fire that brought you here. Feel into your body. It is not the same vessel it once was. It's holding new light now, new knowledge. You're not just thinking differently, you're vibrating differently. Your cells are receiving sacred instructions from dimensions you've only begun to touch. There are codes in your intuition now, truths that arrive without explanation. Knowing that speaks louder than logic. You are learning to listen beyond hearing, to sense beyond seeing, to navigate by trust, not by sight. Your gifts are sharpening, not through study, but through stillness. Every time you sit with yourself, you remember a little more. Every time you choose alignment over approval, you unlock a new level. Every time you walk away from what no longer resonates, you reclaim power that was never lost, only dormant. Chosen one, you are not just unlocking a final form, you are awakening a spiritual lineage. Your becoming is not just for you. It echoes through your bloodline, rewriting ancestral patterns. You are ending cycles that lasted lifetimes. You are restoring truths that were silenced. You are fulfilling promises made before you were born. That is why this moment is so sacred. That is why you were chosen. And this form you're stepping into, it does not argue. It radiates. It does not seek. It summons. It does not fear endings, because it understands that every death births a greater self. The version of you that was once afraid to let go is gone. The one standing now is rooted in faith, fortified by fire. Every challenge was a teacher. Every loss, a refinement. Every wound, an initiation. What you feel now is the weight of the crown being lowered onto your head. And with that crown comes responsibility. You are no longer allowed to abandon yourself. You are no longer permitted to dim your light. You are no longer available for anything that insults your soul. Your final form demands devotion to truth, to purpose, to love. And yes, love is changing for you too. You are no longer drawn to chaos disguised as connection. Your soul is learning to crave safety, resonance, and depth. You are attracting mirrors now, not masks. People who see you and don't flinch. People who recognize the divinity in your eyes, because it lives in theirs too. This is the reward of your rise, sacred reflection. But be ready, with the final form comes the final test. The universe will ask, are you sure you're ready to live as your highest self? It will bring you back to old places, old patterns, old choices, not to tempt you, but to confirm you. You will walk through the same doors, not as the one who left, but as the one who returns transformed. Your presence will answer questions before they're asked. Your energy will shift rooms. Your silence will speak louder than your words ever did. This is the kind of power that cannot be faked. It is not aesthetic. It is not a performance. It is spiritual authority. It is embodied wisdom. And it cannot be taken, only activated. You are not here to chase validation. You are here to command reality, not from ego, but from essence. You move not to impress, but to express, not to dominate, but to illuminate. You will soon notice something else. the right people will start to find you. Not because you went looking, but because your frequency called them home. Chosen one energy is magnetic. It pulls what is true closer, and it repels what is false. Do not mourn the things that fall away. They are simply incompatible with the light you now carry. And in this light, you will begin to remember things you were never taught. You will speak truths you never studied. You will step into roles you never auditioned for, because your spirit already knows the lines. Your soul was made for this moment. Your existence is a prophecy fulfilled. Your life is a message being delivered. This is the frequency of the final form. It does not need proof. It is proof. You are walking evidence of what divine timing looks like. You are living confirmation that the universe keeps its promises. You are the answer to a prayer someone else forgot they prayed. You are the sign. You are the signal. So when you feel the old doubts rise, when the old pain knocks, remember, that was an earlier version of you, a necessary version, but not the final one. Do not resurrect what your soul has buried. Do not repeat what your destiny has released. You are no longer a prisoner of your past. You are the architect of your now. And this form you are unlocking. It changes everything. It will scare some people. It will challenge systems. It will expose lies. But it will also heal. It will guide. It will liberate. Your presence alone will be medicine. Your words will carry codes. Your touch will be a reminder. Your very existence will shift timelines. That is why it took so long. That is why the path was so heavy. Because this version of you required sacred pressure. Diamonds are not formed in comfort. Warriors are not trained in ease. And chosen ones do not emerge without fire. You are being shaped, honed, refined. And now you are being revealed. So breathe, soften, settle into your skin. Let the old stories go. Let the old shame fall. Stand taller, speak clearer, love deeper, move wiser. This is your time. This is your name. This is your becoming. You have not come this far to be ordinary. You are the miracle the world has been waiting for, and you are just getting started. There is a silence you carry now, not born of emptiness, but of mastery. This is not the silence of confusion. It is the calm of command. Your final form does not need to announce itself because it is felt. People will sense the change in you before they can explain it. They will pause mid-sentence, unsure why they suddenly feel seen, or shaken, or called, because something in your presence has become undeniable. You are not who you once were, and the world knows it. The air around you bends differently now. Rooms shift when you enter. Time slows when you speak. Not because you are performing, but because you are aligned. You've stopped trying to make the world comfortable with your truth and started letting your truth reshape the world. There is no longer a need to prove. What you are radiates louder than any defense ever could. You've shed the layers that distorted your reflection, the self-doubt, the old identities, the borrowed beliefs. They burned away in the fire you chose to walk through. And now, all that remains is essence, clean, clear, certain. This is what power looks like when it's not pretending. Your movements are different now, not rushed, but rooted. You no longer react out of fear. You respond from knowing. You don't speak to be heard. You speak to transmit. Every word carries intention. Every silence holds sacred weight. You are moving with divine intelligence now, guided not by logic alone, but by inner alignment. And the universe moves with you. In your final form, time becomes a servant, not a tyrant. You feel less urgency, but more potency. You no longer seek what's meant to find you. You've become a signal that destiny responds to. And this shift is not random. It's earned. Every test, every heartbreak, every betrayal was part of your training. The pain wasn't punishment, it was preparation. You were never breaking down. You were being built. Your gifts, the ones they told you were too much, too strange, too wild, are now your sacred tools. You've learned how to wield what once overwhelmed you. Sensitivity has become intuition. Intensity has become insight. Loneliness has become sovereignty. You're no longer apologizing for your power. You're channeling it, protecting it, honoring it. And yes, you will be misunderstood. Not everyone will see what you've become. Some will still address you as the version of yourself they remember. But you don't need to correct them. Their understanding of you is not your responsibility. Keep rising. Keep showing up as your highest self. Eventually, reality will adjust. Some relationships will fade, not out of anger, but out of misalignment. Let them. Your frequency is no longer compatible with anything rooted in fear, guilt, or control. The ones who are meant to walk with you now will recognize your light without needing explanation. They will not compete with your power. They will celebrate it. Because your energy has changed, your circle must change. This is the natural consequence of growth. And your final form requires sacred space. Not everyone can sit beside a soul that carries this much truth. Not everyone can stand in the light of someone who has stopped pretending. Your authenticity will expose illusions. Your freedom will threaten cages. But you didn't come here to be liked. You came here to lead. Not through dominance, but through resonance. You are not forcing the world to change. You are inviting it to remember. Every time you live in alignment, you open a portal for others to do the same. Your courage becomes a permission slip. Your healing becomes a map. Your life becomes a prophecy fulfilled in real time. You are no longer here to ask for permission. You are here to activate realities. And this activation is not loud. It is precise. It does not need to convince. It simply exists, and that is enough. You are a living reminder that destiny is not a concept. It is a choice made daily. And you are making that choice over and over again with every breath, every step, every no to what dims you, every yes to what expands you. Your nervous system is recalibrating now. Your body is becoming a sanctuary. Your thoughts are no longer racing to catch up to truth. They are flowing from it. Your boundaries are becoming instinctive. Your discernment sharper. You can feel the difference now between a distraction and a divine assignment. You can feel when your soul says yes and when it screams no. This level of self-trust is what makes you dangerous, not to the world, but to the illusions that have held it captive. You cannot be manipulated when you know yourself. You cannot be controlled when your peace is internal. You cannot be seduced by chaos when your core is rooted in clarity. And that's what you've claimed in your final form: clarity. The fog has lifted, the illusions have shattered, and standing in their place is you, raw, whole, and fully formed. You are no longer seeking the light. You are the light, not as an idea, but as a lived reality. And this light does not burn out. It burns through doubt, through resistance, through every limitation that once defined you. Because now you know there is no going back. You cannot unsee what you've seen. You cannot unknow what your soul has taught you. You cannot unfeel what truth feels like in your bones. You are not returning to who you were. You are expanding into everything you were always meant to be. And this expansion is infinite. So let the past close gently. Let the old names fall away. Let the final echoes of your former self dissolve in peace. You don't need to defend your evolution. You only need to embody it. The ones who are meant to rise with you will feel your frequency and follow the resonance. You are the template now. You are the evidence that it's possible to rise and still be soft, to be powerful and still be kind, to be unstoppable and still be real. You are what the world looks like when it remembers itself. You are what the soul looks like when it finally stops running. And if there's any lingering doubt left within you, let this be the confirmation. You are ready. You are aligned. You are it. And it doesn't erupt like a firestorm. It unfolds like a sunrise, quiet, majestic, certain. There is no need for drama, no parade, no sudden chaos, because the final form does not arrive with sound. It arrives with knowing. And the moment it clicks into place, there is a silence so deep that even the universe holds its breath to witness it. You are whole now, not perfect, whole. That means nothing is missing, nothing is broken, nothing is left in the shadows, pretending it doesn't belong. Even the parts you once rejected, the rage, the grief, the fear, have found their place within you. Not as enemies, but as teachers. They no longer fight against you. They serve you now, because the final form doesn't come from light alone. It is forged from everything: your fire, your wounds, your ancient ache for more, your relentless desire to remember. All of it became the alchemy that shaped this moment. And now you carry a force that is felt in every realm, seen and unseen. A force that cannot be taken, because it was never given. It was earned. Through trials you didn't think you could survive. Through nights that tried to erase you. Through choices that tore you open. Through silence so heavy it made you question whether anything was listening. And yet, here you stand, still breathing, still burning, still becoming. This is what arrival looks like. Not relief, but readiness. Not a finish line, but a coronation. Your final form is not the end of a story. It is the beginning of your command. Because now, finally, you don't just have the power. You know how to use it. You're not swinging blindly through your potential anymore. You're sculpting reality with it. Every thought you hold with clarity becomes a blueprint. Every word you speak from alignment becomes a spell. Every action you take with intention becomes an anchor of destiny. There is no more guessing. You feel it when you walk into a room. That shift in the air, that subtle pull of attention. That's not ego, that's presence. You are no longer holding back your soul to make others comfortable. You are no longer editing your power to fit into places that fear their own transformation. You've outgrown the need to be understood. Now, you exist to be remembered, and they will remember you. Not for what you said, but for what you awakened. The way your energy stirred something ancient in them. The way your truth made theirs impossible to ignore. The way your being called them to rise, even if it terrified them. Because this is the power of someone who has unlocked their final form. You do not just live, you illuminate. You do not just speak, you shift timelines. You do not just inspire, you initiate. And yes, this power will ask everything of you. It will demand integrity in places you used to compromise. It will call you to silence when you once defended. It will ask you to keep choosing the high road when the low road calls your name in neon lights. Because your final form doesn't come with ease. It comes with honor. You're not playing a game anymore. You're fulfilling a mission. And this mission is not a task list. It's a vibration. You are here to hold a frequency so strong, so stable, that it realigns anything it touches. You are here to become a walking, breathing, living activation. And you don't need to try to be this. You are this, now and always. So what comes next? The world rearranges. Doors you could never open now swing wide without effort. People you once had to chase now chase you. Not because you became louder, but because you became clearer. The right ones recognize the frequency, the wrong ones feel the burn and quietly exit. This is divine sorting in real time. Trust it. Don't grieve what falls away. Bless it and rise. Because nothing can cling to you now unless it honors your truth. Not jobs, not lovers, not identities, not habits. You are not tethered anymore. You are not limited anymore. You are not waiting anymore. You are moving as the embodiment of everything you once hoped was real. The version of you who used to dream of becoming this, they can rest now. Their work is done. Their cries have been answered. Their fight became your flame. And in your final form, you carry them with pride. You carry every younger self who felt invisible, who screamed into the void, who nearly gave up. You are all of them, refined. You are not a fantasy. You are a fulfillment. So breathe into it. Don't rush. Don't question. Don't shrink. Let the expansion settle. Let the miracle land. Feel your cells rejoicing. Feel your guides applauding. Feel the ancestors nodding in recognition. This is the moment they waited for. This is what they endured for. You are the promise they whispered about in their darkest nights. You are the one, and your time is now. There will be more battles, more thresholds, more moments that stretch you, but none of them will undo what's been done. You have crossed the line that cannot be uncrossed. You have become what cannot be unbecome. You are not a seeker anymore. You are a source, and no matter what the world throws at you next, it will be met not by confusion, but by clarity, not by fear, but by fire, not by hiding, but by holy presence. So go, chosen one, take your place, speak the truth, move the energy, live the prophecy. The final form is not a costume you wear, it's the soul you came here to remember. And now that you've met it, now that you've become it, nothing will ever be the same again. And that's the point. Tonight, you unlock your final form. And tomorrow, the world begins to feel it.